I think it's helpful to understand principles when one can see it applied in real life situations. So there's some stories I thought I would share, and maybe we'll get through all of these. So certainly not in one recording, but we may come back to it later. But we'll share some things that I'm aware of that have happened in people's lives. So in one case, there was three brothers, grew up in the same home, reasonably well off. They had some money to get started in life that helped them to invest or purchase a home or rent, whatever they needed. It was a pretty good amount. The oldest brother was really smart. He got accepted into West Point Military Academy. He went into the Army. After he left the Army after 6 years, he became a stockbroker and went on to get a master's degree at Georgetown University in international affairs and did really well. Um, the uh, the second brother um, didn't quite finish university. Went to university again, another smart young man, but decided that he had other interests than pursuing a degree in engineering, and went off into music and became a DJ on the radio and was great with his hands and tinkering with his cars. And the third one went into the field of education, became a Christian school principal. Now, of these three brothers, the first one never married, never had children, and he died of a heart attack at age 49. And when they investigated his resources and his tried to complete his will, they realized that despite his being a stockbroker and having a master's degree, he was completely broke. In fact, owed a lot of money to other people. The second brother married but never had any children. He's done fine. His house is paid for and he has a reasonable retirement amount. And the third one, as I said, went into Christian education, married, had five children, um, spent his life in Christian schools, so not making a ton of money, but invested what he had and doubled it and was able to share with many others. And so there's these three brothers, and I am the third of those three. All had the same start in life, and one ended up not just broke, but completely in debt. The other one ended up well off, and I have ended up better than that because I've put five children through university and been able to support numbers of ministry outreach programs and have a fantastic home that I share with my wife and another missionary couple who live with us. So it's not where you start in life that matters, but how you conduct yourself and where you end up. And making generosity one of your commitments will enable God to bless you thoroughly with what you have. One of the principles that I've always tried to live by is to pay my bills on time. And so if I incur a debt on a credit card, when the end of the month comes around and that bill is due, I pay it in full. And I've done that for 50 years. I think maybe once or twice in all of that time have I not paid a credit card bill in full at the end of the month. But one of the ways that God showed me that that was a smart thing to do was when I had a bill that came due, and I had the money in the bank to pay it. It's a Visa bill. It was about $250, and I knew I could afford to pay it at that time, but I also knew that I didn't have any more money coming in for another week or two, and that if I paid this bill, I wouldn't have the money I needed to finish the month. But there was the bill, and I believe in paying my debts on time in full. And so I wrote a check for $250. I put it in the envelope. I walked upstairs, and as I'm getting to the door to put it in the mailbox, the mailman is walking up the sidewalk, and he hands me some mail. I give him the check. And in that check is a Revenue Canada refund for taxes from the previous summer, almost 8 months earlier, for $750. And so to orchestrate the timing of the Visa bill with Revenue Canada and my decision to pay it and walk up just as the mailman was coming to the door, and he provides 3 times as much as I needed, is amazing. And it just again encouraged me, just pay your bills, be faithful, trust the Lord, He will supply. And so we've always done that. And over the ensuing 10 years, regardless of the situation, we've just seen that God was able to provide for us. And as I invested in the market, it went down the first year I got in, but after that it went up, and we continued to do better than most financial advisors who wanted to help me. I would listen to their advice, but I never gave them my money to invest. Far better for me to take hold of it. And indeed, there are many times where people wanted to, you know, make use of the funds that I have and advise me. And I would say, well, over the last 10 years, I've made between 13 and 17%. Can you match that? And their eyes would glaze over and they would say, well, no, definitely not. And I'd say, well, that's what I thought. So I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing and trusting God to guide me in it.